President Lee Myung-bak has pledged preemptive trade subsidies to promote export and the restructuring of government corporations. A small Korean company has won the export prize for its smart card technology. And a bill has been passed allowing men who served in the military to get an advantage when they apply for jobs. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of December. I'm Nemo Kim. President Lee Myung-bak says the first half of next year will be the toughest for the Korean economy. He's pledged preemptive trade subsidies to promote export and the restructuring of state-run corporations.
President Lee has expressed his fears over the effects of the global economic slowdown on the Korean economy at a trade day ceremony. He says most advanced markets will post minus growth next year, which will hurt Korea's exports to those countries.
내년 상반기가 가장 어려울 것으로 예상되어 여러분의 특별한 비상대책이 요구되는 것입니다.
The president says a solution to this problem lies in more exports. He's pledged more export insurance and guarantees and timely subsidies for industrial production. President Lee also told a cabinet meeting that the government should focus on crisis management in next year's first half. He also urged passage of the budget plan as soon as possible. Citing the Korea Rural Community and Agricultural Corporation, he instructed ministers to report on restructuring progress in public corporations by year's end. President Lee hailed the corporation as setting a good example for public reorganization by cutting staff and giving the remainder of pay raises to retirees. This is seen as the president's way of asking each minister to pay close attention to the restructuring of public corporations. The government is thus expected to start massive downsizing.
On the 45th trade day, the government has awarded a relatively small company called KB Technology the export prize for posting exports of up to $20 million. The company has a key technology for smart cards. KB has seen exports rise 70 times year on year and is looking at bigger and better things in the future.
People use smart cards when paying for transportation and goods. The use for electronic passports and ID and health insurance cards have expanded the smart card market to $5.5 billion. KEB Technology is the only company in Korea that owns smart card technology. The company controls more than 70% of the domestic market and has turned to Europe, Africa, the U.S., and Russia since 2006. This year, the company has signed export contracts worth more than $20 million, 70 times the amount last year.
원천 기술뿐이 아니고 실제 고객 사이트에서 상용화돼서 관리까지 이루어질 수 있는 포괄적인 기술을 보유했다라는 점이 여러 해외 시장에서 주목될 수 있던 가장.
At first, KEB merely imported and regulated smart card source technology. But the company has developed its own source technology after 2 years of research. Korean exports are expected to exceed $400 billion for the first time despite the economic slowdown. This is thanks to small and mid-sized companies with advanced technologies and price competitiveness.
Hyundai Motor is cutting production at its overseas plants after doing the same at home. The reduction is casting doubt over whether the country's leading automaker can meet its export target of 3 million cars.
Hyundai Motor's Alabama plant is the carmaker's manufacturing base in America. But the worldwide economic slump has forced Hyundai to cut this year's production target for the Alabama plant to 245,000 units. This is 15,000 less than the initial goal. Hyundai management told the union in a briefing that their plants in China, India, Turkey, and the Czech Republic have also slashed output. Hyundai had cut its production target in the third quarter to 3.02 million units from 3.11 million units earlier this year. The latest reduction makes it questionable for the company to meet its global sales target of 3 million units. Hyundai is reconsidering the launch date of its Sao Paulo plant in Brazil. The company has begun building the factory, which will have an annual production capacity of 100,000 units.
The National Assembly Standing Committee has passed a bill on giving those who served in the military an advantage when they apply for jobs. The system was struck down a decade ago, and its proposed revival has brought about heated debate.
Advantages in job applications to those who served in the military were abolished in 1999 after being ruled unconstitutional. The National Assembly Defense Committee has passed a bill to restore such privileges to those who serve their country. Among the committee's 12 members, 7 voted for the revival. 4 of them were former soldiers.
가산점을 주는 것 자체가 의원은 아니다라는 것이죠. 그 합리적인 수준으로 이게 좀 조정을 해서 많이 낮췄습니다.
남자가 군대 가는 거에 대해서 가산점을 둔다면은 반면에 여성도 출산을 하면은 가산점을 주는 것은 당연한 거 아닙니까?
Those who served in the military, including women, can receive extra points within 2.5% in each subject of the standardized employment exam. Groups representing women's rights and the disabled opposed the measure, saying it violates equal rights and the freedom to choose an occupation. In the 17th National Assembly, the bill for the system's restoration has been passed by the Standing Committee, but was automatically killed after dispute broke out. Conflict is again expected in the bill's inspection process.
Korean scientists have developed a new strawberry variety that can weather harsher conditions and are more practical to grow. This new variety, cultivated for export, is highly resistant to pests and could be a big income earner for farmers in time for the opening of the domestic agricultural market.
This new strawberry variety called Sugyeong has been developed by the Rural Development Administration. This type retains the shape and flavor of existing varieties, but is 30% sturdier for better long-distance shipping. These strawberries are also bright red, a color favored by Southeast Asians. This variety is also easier to cultivate because of a stronger resistance to anthrax, which used to hinder breeding. Korean scientists produced the new strawberry to replace the conventional Japanese variety. The International Union for the Protection of the New Varieties of Plants has restricted the cultivation of Japanese strawberries in Korea. Since Korean strawberry farmers pay no royalties, the new strawberry breed is expected to bring in more export revenue in time for the opening of the Korean agricultural market.
이 품종이 가진 특성대로 아주 고경도고 고품질이기 때문에 현지 소비자의 반응이 아주 좋은 것으로 듣고 있습니다.
The new strawberry will be exported to Hong Kong, Iran, and Canada after registration as a plant variety next year.
Korean explorer Choi Jong-yeol was the first to walk across the Sahara Desert, and now he's going for a new challenge, sailing around the Korean peninsula on a boat without an engine. We went to meet this extraordinary man.
Explorer Choi Jong-yeol has conquered the world's toughest desert and the North Pole. His next challenge is the water surrounding the Korean peninsula. Choi will take on his 13th challenge with a 2-passenger boat weighing 700 kilograms. The motorless boat has cutting-edge devices such as photovoltaic cell that generates power lasting for a maximum of 6 months.
내륙의 수면에서 이렇게 다니는 건 아무것도 아닙니다. 그래서 연안에서부터 트레이닝을 해가지고 바다 깊숙이 들어가는 것을 지금 준비하고 있습니다.
Choi is planning to cover 1,500 kilometers at sea. The exploration itself will take about 50 days. The explorer is taking on this challenge to give hope to Koreans suffering from the economic slowdown. He says he also wants to promote awareness of the Korean oceanic ecosystem. Choi says he became an explorer to gain courage and hope in life. He says nothing is impossible and challenge itself is a big step for success in life.
One of Korea's most famous fantasy novels, Dragon Raja, is marking the 10th anniversary of its release. Fans have welcomed the return of its author Lee Young-do. Here's more.
An unfamiliar story about dragons, humans, and fairies made its debut in Korea 10 years ago. Dragon Raja, written by Lee Young-do, was first posted on online sites. The novel has since sold more than 1 million copies in Korea alone and nearly 400,000 each in Japan and China. The bestseller heralded the dawn of Korean fantasy literature. Author Lee was applauded for starting a fantasy novel craze in Korea. He's now back with a new book.
무섭습니다. 돌아보니까 도대체 10년 동안 뭘 했나 스스로 자신 있게 말할 수 있는 뭔가 발전점이 보이질 않아가지고.
Readers' appetite for Lee's works have remained hot over the years. Limited editions set aside for reserve sale all sold out in just 3 minutes. The novel has also fueled a boom in other culture industries. Dragon Raja has been made into an online game and published as a comic book. Author Lee is dubbed the godfather of Korean fantasy novels. His new book is expected to bring fresh imagination and vitality to the stagnant publishing industry.
According to Confucianism, turning 30 means staying true to one's own beliefs without being swayed by anything or anyone. As the year draws to an end, many books and songs about turning 30 are very popular in Korea. Let's take a look.
Chang Yun-ju is a celebrity model whose career has spanned 11 years. She turned 29 this year and has made her debut as a singer and released an album.
뭔가 시도하고 싶고 마지막으로 정말 지금이 아니면 안 될 것 같은 그런 절박감이 제 안에도 있었거든요.
Tableau is the leader of the hip-hop group Epic High. He has published a collection of short stories on the confusion and passion of people in their 20s.
지금 20대인데 폭풍 같지 않다면 그러면 20대답게 안 살고 있는 거라고 생각을 해요. 혼란스럽고 올바른 게 뭔지도 잘 모르고.
Koreans feel they have to shed naivety and take full responsibility of their lives after turning 30. The book says they experience belated puberty as they turn 30. The bestseller has sold 250,000 copies.
이제 네가 어른이 되어 30살이 되었으니까 네 힘으로 살아봐라. 이런 어떤 차가운 현실로 내동댕이 쳐진 듯한 느낌을.
These are self-portraits of people who will soon turn 30. Older people have this advice to 29-year-olds. Believe in yourself and don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Winter outfits may be warm, but they tend to be rather bulky to move around in. But now there are ways to look slim, fashionable, and keep warm at the same time. Let's find out.
Winter is here, but people's outfits don't look that thick and heavy. It's because they're into the so-called layered style. This refers to wearing many layers of thin clothes. Also in fashion this winter is a wide range of accessories that complement the layered look. Wristlets are no longer for arms only, but also for leggings and necks. They come in various materials as well. These long wristlets that come up to your elbows keep your arms warm and also make you look very cute. Leg warmers are perfect accessories for shorts or mini skirts. They make your legs look shapely while keeping them toasty. Now, this is a neck warmer.
모코는 토시는 그냥 뒤집어 쓰면 되는데요. 단추가 달려있기 때문에 입고 벗기가 굉장히 편리해요. 또 연출법 같은 경우는 이런 패딩이나 트레이닝복에도 괜찮고 일반 니트에도 어디서든지 잘 어울리기 때문에 하나로 포인트로 하시면 따뜻하고 예쁘게 연출할 수 있습니다.
A must-have item for fashionistas this winter is leggings. They now come in various types of materials. Rib-style knit leggings go well with short dresses. Wear a pair of short booties to complete a vivacious look. You can look slimmer by wearing eye-catching flower pattern leggings on a long loose sweater and a pair of ankle boots.
요즘 연예인들도 굉장히 많이 신고 있는 가죽 레깅스인데요. 가죽 레깅스 자칫 잘못 입으면 그냥 뚱뚱해 보일 수 있거든요. 그래서 전체적으로 올 블랙으로 코디를 해주시면 시크하면서도 섹시한 분위기까지 연출하실 수 있으세요.
Today's long johns are also becoming more fashionable. These long johns are made completely in lace for a feminine look. A wide selection of short underwear is in market for those women who enjoy wearing short-sleeved sweaters and mini-skirts. There are even environmentally friendly underwear for sensitive-skinned people who suffer from itchiness during dry winter. Deep sea plants have been processed to make this set of underwear. It's supposedly effective in relieving skin irritation. The underwear containing coal substance is known to have antibacterial and deodorant functions. For the elderly or those who can't stand the cold, here's a set of heat-generating underwear. The chills of winter will be easier to bear if you add these warm, practical and great-looking accessories to your wardrobe.
And here's a look at today's economic indicators, and that's followed by world weather. And that does it for today's edition of News Today. Do join me tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching.